Hi, welcome to today's Q&A. I'm in yesterday's clothes, I'm really tired, and I'm playing golf tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm going to do this and not edit it at all. I'm going to do a load of quick questions. Hopefully it'll get to about 10 minutes. That's kind of around the time that I'd like these videos to be, around the length, about 10 minutes. And then I'll just import it, render it, upload it, done. So, I've just tweeted saying, ask me stuff with exclamation marks. And the first one is from Half Moon Ellen. And she says, do you believe in aliens? Look, I think that the universe is too big for there not to be another planet not too dissimilar from ours. I won't even humour the thought of us being the only life in the universe. That is crazy to me. Think of how many stars there are. Think of how many, systems there are. How many formations of planets there must be somewhere else. And they might not walk upright, and they might not have computers, and they might not have phones that do everything for you, but it's life. And I think that aliens have kind of been portrayed as these scary things, and it might just be like bacteria on a planet, just life, organisms that it's where we came from, so it's like, I definitely believe that there's life in the universe, other life. If that's aliens, I don't know, but yes, I do. Good question, very good question. When are you gonna look at my pinned tweet? Oh, I've seen this. Look at this. There's a drawing of me. I've seen this, so I'm really sorry that I didn't reply. I thought I did. I guess not. Jamie, is that Jamie or is it Jame? Thank you very much, it's amazing. Thank you. I have seen that, I promise. I wasn't ignoring it. I was pretty sure that I'd replied, but obviously I hadn't, so I apologise for that. Cookies or cake, says Sarah. Cake for me. I've never really been a cookie guy, unless they're like the, like small biscuit cookies, then I'm all for them. The double chocolate chip ones are amazing. But I've always been a cake guy. Only if it doesn't have fruit on it though. I like fruit and I like cake, but don't do that. Why would you do that? Don't do that. What's your favourite thing about this season? Jules asked. I love those days where it's clear and sunny, blue sky, but you can see your breath and it's chilly. I love those days. So it's got to be that. I love that. And also, like, whenever it's cold outside, the house that I grew up in, we had a fireplace, and whenever it was really cold, we'd light a fire, and I love the idea of like a fire in the front room. I love that. Unfortunately, we don't have a fireplace here at this house now, but I don't know, just the imagery that they're paired up, really. They're paired together, cold weather and fires. So that's really cool. Sai, which I guess that's not your real name because that's a verb. How come you haven't come to Texas? So we were meant to do South by last year. Last year? This year? Oh my god. Maybe this year we're meant to do South by. I've lost like my measure of time. This year we're meant to do South by, I'm going to say, but we couldn't because we'd already won a grant to go to Australia and to tour Australia, and it became impossible to do, basically, which killed me. I've always wanted to play South by. So hopefully we'll get invited back, and hopefully we'll be able to do it, because I'm a big fan of that festival, and I'd love to go to Texas. And a lot of people have asked us to come to Texas, so it'd be nice to go and do that, definitely. So I apologise, but we couldn't do it, unfortunately. Laura, hello Laura, she says, would you play Glasgow again? Of course, in a heartbeat. I love that festival, and to be a part of it is was incredible, and it would be incredible to do it again. Definitely. Would it ever happen again? I hope so, but I don't know. It's out of our hands, unfortunately. Kim Goddard says, if you could only listen to one band or artist for the rest of your life, who would you choose? It would... Ooh, for the rest of my life. Initially, I was going to say Bon Iver, but I feel like there'd be times where I'd want to dance. You know, if it's my whole life, there'd be times where I'd want to dance, and I feel like you can't really do that to Bon Iver unless it's slow dancing. So for that reason, I think I'm going to say Bombay Bicycle Club, because with their 4 albums, you've got a real cross section of songs and different feelings that can be generated from songs. You know, you've got the 3rd record with a load of really nice Afrobeat kind of dancey songs. You've got Flaws, the 2nd record, which is completely acoustic and really laid back, and like the sleepy record. You have I Had the Blues but I Shook Them Loose, the 1st record, that's full of, like, you know, indie guitars and that kind of festival feel, which is great. And then the 4th record is like kind of goes to an anthemic stage. So I think, yeah, I think I'd go Bombay Bicycle Club, just because there's that real variation of sounds and tempos to songs that I feel would, over a whole life, would I would kind of need to listen to more, if that makes sense. Yeah. Samantha says, Harry Potter fan? Yes, I am. I grew up with it, and yeah, it's a great set of, I'm going to say films, because I didn't read all of the books. I read a few of the books, but I didn't read all of the books. So for me, it's a series of films. And yeah, I was very sad when I saw the last one in the cinema. Very sad. It was like the end of a kind of era, you know. Lara says, do you like Lego? I love Lego. Lego is one of my favourite things to do in the world. I really enjoy Lego. Becca says, digestive or penguin biscuits? Digestives. I've got a little pack here. Digestives, always. Always. Abby says, how does it make you feel that Into the Wild was playing in a Massachusetts restaurant today? Incredible. Which restaurant? Please tell me. That would be amazing. Well, no, wait. It was playing there. That Into the Wild was playing. Oh, then that is amazing. Wow, that's like halfway across the world, and people are listening to my music whilst eating. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Emma says, opinions on the One Direction break. It's very similar to the Ed Sheeran break. Look, they've been like non-stop for 5 years now, maybe more or less than that. You know, touring the world, creating records, and being like the most famous band in the world. I think they deserve a break, definitely, because they really pumped out records as well. You know, they've done 5 now. I hope they've done 5. You know, 5 in 5 years, that's tough. That is tough. And to do, you know, stadium gigs and all of it that is, you know, in that whole package for 5 years non-stop is pretty crazy. So yeah, they completely deserve it. How many roast potatoes in your Christmas dinner? Tash asks. Quite a few. Dad makes some pretty good roast potatoes, so I have quite a few. Carly says, do you watch Fargo? Because I'm obsessed. I watched the version with Tom Hanks' son and Martin Freeman, and I thought it was excellent. But there's a new one, right? There's a new series now, apparently. So I haven't watched that, but I probably will.
Asked a lot is, did you like music?
Ellen asks this.
The question I get asked a lot is, did you like music?
Do it again.
The question I get asked a lot is, did you like music?
Of course I do, don't I? Of course I do. S says, this is not a question. This is not a question, but I admire you a lot, dude. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was confused there, but thank you so much. That means a hell of a lot. Thank you. What's your favourite Jimmy Eat World album? Clarity. And song? The blimmin', what's it called? Goodnight Sky Harbour? Goodbye Sky Harbour. On that, the last song on that record is incredible. I love it. I love that song, and I love that album. Momo, I get asked this a lot. Would you rather have fingers for toes or toes for fingers? Just think if you had 5 extra fingers on your feet. I could do like double the shit that I do normally because I have basically 4 hands. Definitely fingers for toes. Wait, yeah, fingers for toes. Definitely. Jess says, what makes you smile when you're down? Honestly, I haven't felt sad in a long time. I've had bad days where I've gotten frustrated or angry, but never sad. I have 0 reason to be sad at the moment. 0 reasons. I have such a great family. I have such a great group of friends. I sing for a living. I have no reason to be sad. And you know, it's tough to say because I am very lucky, to be here. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that people like you guys listen to my music. I'm so lucky that you listen to it enough, that you share it with friends, that you all buy the albums, and you've given me this opportunity to sing for a living. But I think that whatever your position is, there's it could always be worse. Without sounding dicky, it could always be worse. And I think that having a positive attitude is so beneficial, and I think that you attract positivity. If you're positive, even in the hardest of times, I think you'll then attract positivity towards you like a magnet, and things will get better. Things always get better. It sounds cliche, and there was a Bebo thing that I saw 10 years ago, but it said things always work out in the end. If it hasn't worked out, then it's not the end, or something like that. Paraphrased it, but it's true. If being happy is powerful, it's very powerful, and I think that of course, I'm not saying don't be sad, you can't be sad. Of course there are times where you're going to be sad, and of course it's right to be sad a lot of the time. Of course it's right to be sad sometimes, but I think that being happy is more than just being happy. It's not just smiling or whatever, but it's having a positive outlook really, really helps. It's helped me, and now I don't really get sad anymore. So although when I pull up to McDonald's at 10:31 and I want an Egg McMuffin and I have to order a Big Mac, I'm pretty sad. So I don't know. I've just seen that it's almost 14 minutes, so I'm gonna scroll and pick. Which song is the best you think you've ever written? Hazel. Ooh. That's tough because they're my songs, so I don't look at them as being good or bad. They're just 3.5 minute, 4 minute sections of a feeling that mean a lot to me, and it's I can say which song means the most to me, and actually there are a few different ones. Honestly, there are a few on the new record which do mean a hell of a lot as well, but I don't want to spoil any of that. Well, okay, so track 3 on the new album means a lot to me because it's a feeling that I don't feel it anymore, but when I did feel it, when some shit happened and blah blah blah, doesn't matter, But when I did feel this feeling that I'd written track 3 about on the new album, it was really hard to put it into words and to articulate that. And I use songwriting as a kind of a therapy for me. You know, if I feel something, or if I have a problem, if I write a song about it, I feel like the problem's not gone, but I'm relieved of that, the weight, you know, that I've because I hate talking to people about stuff. I hate conflict, and I hate kind of talking about my feelings. So I feel like songwriting is a real outlet for me to do that, because it allows me to not be specific about things. I could be quite vague about a situation and try and portray a sentiment across, but you know, I know exactly what that song's written about, and if I finish that song and people are hearing it, it feels like I'm not burdened by it anymore, if that makes sense. And it took me a while I tried countless times to write songs about this feeling, because it really was weighing me down for a while. And then I wrote this song, and it really did, you know, just I think it just stopped, I don't know, but I'm going to carry on. Kind of captured every single thread of the kind of feeling that I felt, and the sadness and not regret, but I don't know, it just kind of really, it was a snapshot of that moment and that time in my life. And now that I've written it, and now that it's there, you know, it's gone, you know, I feel lighter. And I think that is, for me, a gauge of how good one of my songs is, you know. And I don't mean that as in, you know, oh, it will sell millions of records, oh, you know, it's so good it will sell millions of records and it will allow me to live off of this song. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's good to me because it's fulfilled its purpose. It's, you know, that is the reason I write songs, and it's done that. I may have just been going around in circles for a while, I don't know, tired. But thank you so much for asking all of these questions. It's about a 15-minute video. I'm just gonna smack it together and upload it, and then we're back on schedule. I apologize that today, so Sunday's vlog, was uploaded a bit late. We were like a 2.5 hour drive away from home, and I couldn't edit it, so I apologize for that. I did try, but yeah, it went up today anyway, so it's fine. Okay, see you tomorrow. I'm playing golf tomorrow, so it'll probably be another, it won't be as in-depth as the other day, because I understand that people don't really want to watch 25 minutes of me playing golf, but yeah, who knows, if you do want to see that, let me know. Although, no, I'll just take footage regardless and then edit it, whatever, it's fine. Okay,